Do y'all think that the better team won, or was this just a bad game?
They got a cloud hanging over their head.
You execute when you're supposed to execute, and we didn't do that. They were the better team in that game.
All right, what is up, everybody? We're doing another live stream, and as it continues to get cold outside, the temperature around college football only continues to get cranked to the max. I'm telling you. So we'll talk SEC championship, CFP rankings, and briefly talk about the resulting bowl games. But first, Matt, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. I'm trying to live in a world where Georgia's won yet another SEC championship, and in another world where Bama and Georgia have both qualified for the playoff, and my team is going to Nashville for the Music City Bowl. So there's that.
Nashville's fun though.
Nashville's a lovely town. Don't get me wrong, but you talk to any Tennessee fan, they're going to have lots of big feelings about the Music City Bowl. So
Are you guys gonna play? Because I know.
okay. Yeah, we'll play. We don't have
don't have to play in the bowl.
No, we don't. We're not a small team from that call themselves Notre Dame who decided to sit out.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Shots fired. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the only game that occurred.
I'm okay too, by the way. I'm okay.
Sorry, whenever I start doing live stream stuff, my brain just goes crazy. Jesse, how are you?
Turns out I'm okay. I'm embarrassed, but okay. We'll get there.
I get it. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it.
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
But it doesn't matter. All right. Georgia versus Alabama. Georgia won this one 28-7. Matt was the only one to pick Georgia here. So kudos, Matt.
Y'all.
And actually, I want to kind of switch it up here. I would like to start off with a person who is an objective observer. And so, Matt, let's start with you on this one and get your thoughts.
Is he objective? He hates us both.
No, hold on. Let's back up for a minute. Hate is a very strong. I have a very, very deep dislike for Alabama. I don't know if it's hate anymore. I feel like with Saban leaving, I feel like with a little bit of if we've kind of got that ghost out of the way, I feel like it's not a hatred anymore. It's definitely a hatred for Georgia. It is a pure, unfiltered, unadulterated, 100% just knockdown, drag out hatred for Georgia. It is what it is. But
I would expect nothing less. That's part of the.
See, Wes is like one of a handful of Georgia fans that are actually like decent humans. I feel like the majority of their fan base is awful. I said what I said. Y'all can come for me in the comments all you want. It's live. We can't edit this, so here we are. As far as this game goes, as much as I hate UGA and as much as I really can't stand Bama, I was really impressed with how Georgia went belt to ass, so to speak, in this game. Georgia dominated this thing. It felt like they were dominating from the jump. It didn't feel like Bama ever really got anything going online, especially the run game. Because when you finish with -4 rushing yards in the entire 4 quarters, that's not a good look. I feel like Georgia was playing on a god tier Saturday night. They were on a completely different level. It's a good thing they already went ahead, got this out of the way in the SEC championship game, because if they had saved that for a national championship game, they would have another championship, and then I would be even further in the hole of depression with how I feel about UGA. Bama just, that, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later, that defensive line for Georgia was just in Ty Chandler's face, or Ty Simpson's face, like all day long. You never really had him get a chance to get comfortable. He was constantly under pressure. I don't know how many sacks they had in this game. I don't have that number right in front of me. But Bama couldn't get anything going offensively. And defensively, they were able to slow UGA down here and there. But UGA, I think, had over 200 yards rushing in this game. So, I mean, they didn't have any trouble getting first downs. I mean, they had 16 first downs in this game. They didn't turn the ball over. They held the ball for 36 minutes of this game. Just utter domination in my book. That one touchdown that Bama was able to get was, I think, due to I don't think they went the field on that. I think they got a short field, or maybe they got a good punt return. I don't recall what it was.
It was a
But
91-yard drive, and it was
was it
two big
91?
penalties.
Oh.
It was
That's right.
it
That's
was
right.
personal
Two.
foul, and it was a big PI call. So
Yeah, both on the same guy. So he got a talking to from Kirby after that, I'm sure. But yeah, just this was a great game for UGA. This was a Midland game for Bama. If Bama wasn't Bama, if this had been like another team, that score could have probably got even more out of hand. But Bama gets its third loss. UGA gets a SEC championship. So here we go, off to the races again.
yeah, obviously, as I said in the last show, I went into this game with zero expectations, and ultimately, I did not. And you can ask my cousin; I was watching the game with him. I did not allow myself to enjoy the possibility that we might win until like the last 3 minutes of this game, because I was like, I've seen this movie too many times. But the blocked punt and interception really helped set the tone. But still, I mean, I've seen instances where Georgia will have plays like that, but fails to cash in on those opportunities. So I was pleased to see that they were able to obviously do that, which is critical in winning a game like this against a good opponent. So Georgia, as I mentioned, scored touchdowns on both of those. Getting things going in the right direction if you're a Georgia fan. But I was especially impressed, and Matt, you alluded to this already, with the push that Georgia's defensive line got, forcing Ty Simpson to run for his life throughout this game. In the last meeting in Athens, we saw a complete lack of pass rush, and he just picked us apart at home. So I was impressed with that adjustment and just dominated the line of scrimmage. I don't know when's the last time I've seen Bama have negative rushing yards. Certainly not against Georgia recently. So I feel like this defense, and we've talked about this defense a lot this year of Georgia, it started young, basically grew up in front of us because we've seen them hold good offenses like Bama, Georgia Tech, and Texas, all three to 10 points or less. So, and coming into those games, those offenses had been putting up a lot of points on the board. So on the offensive side, I was impressed with Gunner again, just very efficient with the ball, and we had some good run blocking schemes up front that sprung some key runs. And speaking of blocking, let's just take a moment to shout out Malachi Tolliver, starting for injured center Drew Bobo. This is only his second start in this game. His first start was against Charlotte, and this one obviously against a much scarier opponent. And he did great, so props to him. I enjoyed this seemingly huge win for about a day. And then I was confronted with the fact that it was quite meaningless. But we'll talk about that more later. Jesse, what are your thoughts?
Hold on, if I can jump in just
Yeah.
so I don't get anybody in the comments. I misspoke. I said over 200 yards rushing. They had 140 rough yards of rushing.
Mhm.
So that's my fault for misspeaking. I got my stat wrong. Go ahead, Jesse.
This game, I said it before the game started. I didn't like the vibes. And I know Coach Saban on game day said people say it's hard to beat the same team twice in a season, but that only matters if it matters to you. Turns out it mattered to the whole Alabama football team and coaching staff, apparently, because it became really hard. It just off the jump. I know you guys both said Ty Simpson was running for his life. Turns out no, because he was like a stick on a foosball table that could only go this way. He stayed in the pocket the whole time. He didn't roll out to the side. You watch Gunnar Stockton, he's moving. He's trying to find where he can make something happen. Ty just just front to back. And then the one time he slid behind the line of scrimmage. What, honey, what is you doing?
I didn't understand that one.
No one did. Every time they got close to his face with the camera, terrified.
Yeah.
He has not looked the same since we played UGA in Athens. So I'm not sure which UGA fan has hired an Etsy witch, but for the love of God, Stop paying her. Please.
Well, you don't have to worry about UGA now because the only way you'll see them again is if you play them for
National
national
championship is the only way, yeah.
Give me her number because he is unwell. You have to stop. Take him out of the freezer.
Jesse's got a solid point. He did look shell-shocked through a good 80% of this game. And you could tell from the look on his face like he was rattled.
He was rattled. And now, don't get me wrong. He did not have much time. Our O-line was missing blocks. And yes, we had a lot of guys out. I'm going to say that. We had a lot of starters out. That 100% was a factor in this game. I don't think all of the calls were great on our coach's side. I don't think they made a lot of great calls. I think we got outcoached. I think Gunnar Stockton played a hell of a game and showed that he was way more dynamic than Ty Simpson was going to be. Anybody that said that Ty was able to run, he's not a runner, because at one point towards the end of the game, he tried to run, and it was like he was running through molasses in December in Boston. What are we doing? My history folks will understand that there was a molasses flood in Boston.
I got it. I was there with you. I was all over that one.
People died. It was very sad.
It was really bad.
It was actually really, really bad. We had turnovers. We had a lot of mistakes. I want to give as much credit to our defense as I can, because the only reason there was a lot. Yeah, not great.
No, I was telling you, talk about the third down conversion.
Oh, third down.
I knew you were getting there, Jesse. That's one of your favorite talking points, is always to talk about third down, and I'm a little shocked that didn't come up yet.
Oh, that's the icing on the cake. And the reason is because we were 3 for 14. 3 for 14. Okay. Now, UGA wasn't great themselves. They were 6 for 16, but turns out you don't really have to convert on third down when you just keep getting first downs. It's fine. It's not. Our defense did their best, and they were tired. And I felt really bad for them, because the moment they got off the field, no matter how big of a stop they made, they were just right back there. Again, we couldn't get the pass game going, so we didn't get to see anything from Ryan Williams. It was a comedy of errors during that game, and it was embarrassing. I mean, I think any Bama fan will tell you after that game, we just felt embarrassed.
Yeah, and
oh God, who said that?
You were talking about the defense so tired, and I mentioned this to my cousin we were watching the game with, that Bama's defense had been on the field a long time. I was like, this was even like kind of halfway through the game, and I was like, this kind of bodes well, because obviously we're heading in the right direction. They're going to get tired. We can try to lean in on that, and just kind of try to expose that a little bit more. So
all that football to end up with that SEC championship. Like that was rough. That was a really rough game for Bama.
Truly, the championship was the media storm around Lane Kiffin, and that continues, because that's really where the buzz is.
Yeah, it
continues.
Of course,
I would argue that buzz, that bloom might be off the lily a little bit now, because of the CFP rankings and Notre Dame and all the other business, and just
I know, but now the AD has come out and said that Lane is lying in press conferences, and that he knew things when he said he didn't know things.
Yeah, this is.
I missed all this. It's getting messy again.
Lane said he didn't know until Sunday that he couldn't coach Ole Miss in the CFP if he took the job, and the AD is saying that's not true. That they told him a week prior, if you are not going to be the coach of Ole Miss next year, you are not coaching them.
All of this should have took place in like February and March. No. This is not something that should have happened.
They've got to do something about the timeline where you can't make any coaching decisions until after the postseason or whatever.
It's almost like
unless you're not in the postseason, I guess.
It's almost like there should be, I don't know, a conference commissioner that should step in and be like, hey, LSU, shut up for a couple of months. Let's finish things up, and then you can talk to him.
Right.
Well, right now. Yeah. And I know we'll get there when we talk about the CFP rankings, but Ole Miss is about to play with a chip on their shoulder, and they already wrecked Tulane the first time. They're going to wreck them the second time, and whoever they play after it, they are out for blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so pick 'em standings. Matt got the pick right, so he jumped a spot. I've got 44. He has 38. Jesse 37. But I mean, the we're getting to the portion of the season where they count more. It just means more, and
Sometimes it
so
means too much.
sometimes it means too much, and so it's really anybody's game right now. Helmet stickers. Matt, let's start with you. What you got?
Well, I'm gonna, I just I hate to steal yours, Wes, because I see you wrote it down too. But I feel like that defensive line for UGA really just did everything they needed to do in this game to shut down Bama. Just like you said, dominated the line of scrimmage. And granted, you didn't get a ton of tackles for losses, and you didn't get a ton of sacks in this game, but they definitely made their presence felt, and you could see that when you were looking at Ty Simpson. Speaking of Ty Simpson, I'm going to also give my other helmet sticker to Ty Simpson. I know Jesse didn't really have a great evaluation of his play in that game, but I felt like he did a pretty good job of keeping Bama kind of going. Like they didn't really have a whole lot else to kind of lean on. The run game was abysmal, like we discussed. I really feel like Ty Simpson and what's it, wide receiver? Holy cow! Help me out,
Brian
Jesse.
Williams?
Thank you. I was going to say Ryan Chandler, but that's somebody else.
You really
Ryan,
wanted to say Chandler or
I
something?
Yeah,
I
you're
am.
right.
The brain's not braining today. But I really feel like those were the only two bright spots offensively, and even then, it was just kind of a mad day for both of them. But I really feel like that, if you're going to give stickers to anybody, it's them.
Jesse?
I'm giving a helmet sticker to Gunnar Stockton. Like I said, I think he had a really great performance. He showed out on the offensive side of the ball. He made plays when he was getting pressured. He was able to roll out, make things happen, run a little bit. So to me, when you're looking at both quarterbacks, to me, Gunnar Stockton was just clearly leaps and bounds better than Ty Simpson in this game. And honestly, like that's it. I'm not giving a helmet sticker to anybody on Bama.
Nobody else gets anything.
Nobody gets a helmet sticker.
Yeah, so with my first one, I got to go with Cole Spear, who blocked that punt, like I alluded to earlier. Kind of really set the tone uh, for this game. And then Matt, you kind of already talked about it. The defensive line was just incredible at getting pressure on Ty Simpson. A complete 180 from the experience that we saw in the first meeting between these two teams. So, but if I had to give another one and sort of different from yours, Matt, I would say Dalen Everett. He had that one pick of the game, so that also really helped set the tone
And that pick,
early.
and that pick wasn't even Chandler. Or I keep wanting to say Chandler. Ty Simpson. It wasn't even Ty Simpson's
Is it
fault.
Chris
Like
Chandler, the old quarterback for the Falcons?
Ty,
Has that entered your brain or
no,
Name
something?
this
no, no.
episode
It's Ty.
Chandler.
It's Ty Chandler, who was a running back for Tennessee in like
Oh, yes,
'09. That's
yes,
Yeah.
why.
yes.
But yeah, like I think that when that pick
I
off
mean,
a
it
tipped
wasn't an
ball.
awful throw. It sailed a little bit, but it kind of got deflected a little bit, and
Oh,
then it was
that's
just a
right.
good,
I remember now. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So,
But hey, turnover resulted in 7 points. So
right. Yep. Okay, well, so that does it for our summary and our helmet stickers. So now let's talk about a little bit of news
Here's the news.
or
A
a lot of
little bit.
news. A lot of news.
a lot of it.
The final CFP rankings of the season. Let's just go through them here and then we'll talk about it. Number one, Indiana. Number two, Ohio State. Number three, Georgia. Number four, Texas Tech. Number five, Oregon. Number six, Ole Miss. Number seven, A&M. Number eight, Oklahoma. Those first eight are probably not a surprise for anyone who's been living under a rock, but is wondering, what the rankings are.
But
But these next few might be. Number nine is Alabama. Number 10 is Miami. And then we got our number four and number five conference champions, Tulane, who was ranked 20th, vaulted up to number 11. And then JMU actually ranked 24th, vaulted up to 12th. And so at this point, the two teams on the outside looking in are Notre Dame and BYU. So real quickly, let me just run through what we're looking like for this upcoming first round of the playoffs because of this. The first round buys are Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech. That's 1 through 4, straight up 1 through 4 get the buys this year. That's how they're doing it. The first round matchups are number 9 Alabama at number 8 Oklahoma. That's December the 19th at 8 in Norman. And then number 10 Miami at number 7 Texas A&M, December the 20th at noon. Number 11 Tulane at number 6 Ole Miss, December 20th at 3:30. And then number 12 JMU at number 5 Oregon, December 20th at 7:30. How are we feeling about these rankings? Jesse, I know you're feeling
Conference
good.
championships are so stupid.
They are.
The Power Five, Duke ruined it for everybody.
No, Duke did us a favor. Duke did us a favor by giving us chaos and letting us see the flaws in the system.
Ruined it, okay? Because nobody in the ACC apparently wanted to dominate it. They have to change this rule. They have to. And I understand, obviously, Tulane's excited. JMU is clearly thrilled. I get it. We've seen the Ole Miss Tulane game before. They lost by 5 touchdowns.
It was bad. It was really bad.
It was really, really bad. Nobody cares about that game. JMU, they're going to Oregon, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So basically, Oregon also has a first round bye.
Yeah. So I mean, I think if you're a Notre Dame fan and you're a BYU fan, you need to be pissed off about that rule.
I would say BYU doesn't need to be that pissed. They got bounced in their conference championship.
Absolutely. But they're mad about, Miami.
No, I get you. I hear you. I'm just saying.
Be mad about that rule because that's what ruined it. We need to just do what I think it's FCS does it, where it's just
straight up.
Yeah, it's like
24.
top 16 teams go. Why are we making it more complicated than it needs to be?
We have an example.
Mike Leach told us what this was going to be like, if y'all remember, like 5 or 6 years ago. Well, it was before the committee even existed, I think, because he was joking about how, they're going to come up with a committee because, the committee's going to know how to do things. And then
that's right, he did. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and say it because I know this is what's on everybody's mind. So I'm just going to address it now.
I really feel like, hold on, Jesse, Wes, I feel like we need a sound for like a super hot take, like something. Gosh. You got to have like some sizzle or something, because I feel like
how about just something confrontational, like
that ain't true.
There we go. I like it.
But I can understand why people get upset, or some people are upset that Bama is in at 9. I hear you. After that performance on Saturday, it was embarrassing. However, the other teams that are there that did not play a conference championship, looking at Ole Miss, looking at Texas A&M, all of that, right? They played 12 games. We're looking at 12 games. If you're going to punish anybody that's in the conference championships, whether they win or lose, then no one's going to play in the conference championship. And we agreed that at this point, get rid of them. I don't think they're going to, but you have to take the data points that you can compare apples to apples, and you can only compare the 12. So when you look at a Notre Dame, you look at a Miami, and I know Miami made it in, but you look at a strength of schedule that's 44 and 47 compared to 11, right? Like, what are we talking about here? And I know everyone's like, well, the committee just loves Alabama. Well, we were 10-2. And we had the 11th hardest schedule, and we beat ranked opponents. So I don't know what to tell you. And honestly, if we go in and play like we did on Saturday, then Oklahoma gets to walk into the next round because we sucked. If we don't play, then it's an easy first game. And then it proves that we weren't that great. So it is what it is. But to me, be more upset about JMU and Tulane and not about Alabama. And I know people want to talk about Miami jumping in. They should have had the head-to-heads differently when they did last week's rankings. I don't know what the committee was thinking.
Committee's good at that, just switching things at the last minute.
They like a little chaos. they're a little bit of agents of chaos. I think they like it.
They did the
But
same thing with FSU. Y'all remember that a couple years ago,
Hmm.
I
where
do.
they
They're
had
big
them
mad.
consistently ranked at a certain spot, and even when their star quarterback was out. But then all of a sudden, magically, that last week, they're like, we changed our mind now.
Yep. Yep. And I can't remember. I saw something today. I think I sent it to you guys. I'm not sure. Um, Notre Dame's AD is like coming for the ACC right now
Yeah.
because Notre Dame plays their sports in the ACC except for football. And they're big mad at the ACC right now. And I have to look it back up of like what the point of contention is, but there's a lot of contention right now happening.
Yeah,
Everything.
they're just gonna have to bite the bullet, like you said, and get rid of conference championships. I know I kind of joked about this at the beginning of the show, but the SEC championship was quite literally meaningless if you look at it, as neither team improved or went down in the rankings because of this. And I even thought that maybe with that law, with Ohio State losing and Georgia looking so dominant, they might be number two in the
I thought
rankings.
that too.
I
I
did
was
But
too.
shocked. I was actually really shocked when they weren't at two.
yeah,
Well, and we need to if they're not going to get rid of the conference championships, then we need to reevaluate how we're choosing who is going to them because it made sense before when we had the East and the West.
hmm
You know, just pick the best. But now we need to just we got to look at everything.
If I could bring up a historical example, we didn't used to have conference championship games. Like the champion
Yeah.
for the season was determined by your
Mhm.
win-loss record throughout the season. Like we
right.
didn't play an extra game in
But that was
December to
also when
determine.
conferences were much smaller
Well,
too.
that's tr-
Yeah,
but that's
Right.
exactly my point. Like we're
yeah,
16. Are we 16? 16
Yeah.
teams now,
yep.
right? It's just you can't have everybody play each other. So just go ahead, get rid of the SEC championship. Much to everybody's chagrin. Trust me, we like watching that game too. But it's too much of a liability when you're talking about what it could potentially do to the runner up, what it could potentially do to the conference overall. And I want to be very clear here. I'm not one of those rah-rah SEC guys. I'm not. But there's no advantage to it except to make money. And that's
Look at
it.
it.
Yeah,
That's really the only thing about it. Like, granted, I know UGA's super excited they won the SEC championship, but
I
if you
mean,
go to if you go to the old way that we used to do it, where it was just whoever had the best winning percentage in the conference at the end of the season, then you have a split champion. That's no big deal. Everybody's in the playoff, and we go on about our business.
Everyone's just looking at the CFP now. I mean, if you need if you need an example of how much the conference championships mean, nobody was like, I can't believe we didn't get into the conference championship. Everyone is upset about who is in the CFP, and no one cares about the other bowl games because everyone is
yeah,
sitting out,
some teams are
apparently.
quitting.
Well, Notre Dame got pissed and took their ball and went
Yeah,
home
I
and
love
said,
those
"You know what? We're
memes.
not even we're not even going to entertain the idea of going to a conference, going to a bowl game."
State, Iowa State have both been fined $500,000
But
Right.
because they
wasn't it the
refused
case
to
of they
play.
didn't have enough wins? They only had like 5 wins on the season, right?
At this point, they're going to
Oh,
be
I
begging
know.
people to play
To play.
Well,
Yeah,
because no one wants to go to the Birmingham Bowl.
that's because we've had, well, nobody wants to go to Birmingham. Um,
I know.
sorry, Birmingham.
They
But
know. It's okay.
there
they
there
know.
within lies the issue is, and we've had this problem for several decades now. We've got too many bowl games.
Yeah,
You used to have like eight. And now I think there's like what, 32 different games or 31 different games. Like it's too many. Like who? And I know we talked about it earlier on in the text string. Like who gives a rat's rear end about the Bad Boy Mowers Bowl? Like who wants to
aside
go to
from some cool swag,
who
maybe.
wants to
I
go to
think the
that?
swag would be fire.
Like unless, and I said it earlier, unless it is a prestigious traditional bowl game,
Yeah.
or it's just a cool gimmicky bowl like the Pop Tart Bowl.
Oh,
There's no need for it. Like, just go ahead and let's cut our losses and let's move on. Stop pretending that the bowl games are this holy, like
Right.
relic of ancient lore that we need to keep track
the
of.
only people that care
Nobody
about the bowl
cares.
game, and I can say this confidently, I work in this industry. The only people that care are the people in the marketing department and
Yeah.
the C-suite because they think it's a big deal that they've
Right.
gotten this sponsorship and they're going to get all this exposure. Literally nobody cares.
Well, in
And
terms of
so many people are going to sit out that it's
Right.
not going to matter because they're getting paid NIL now and they want to keep that up and not get hurt, or they're going to go to the draft and they don't want to get hurt. And I could go either way on it, right? Like I understand the player's perspective of I don't want to mess up what could be my career and my livelihood, but I also understand the rest of the team and the fan base being frustrated because people aren't playing and they want to see them play. So unless you say in their quote unquote contracts that if they sit out of the bowl game for any other reason besides medical, that you're going to pull their NIL money, it's going to be pointless regardless.
Yeah, going back to the committee thing, they can't have their cake and eat it too, right? You can say that you don't want to de-incentivize conference championships by punishing losers, but I recall 2 years ago a number one Georgia team that had been undefeated all season. They lost in a very close game to a 10-2 number 8 Bama team, and Georgia dropped out of the top 4 while Alabama jumped all the way up to number 4 and made the playoff. Now, you want to talk about good and bad consequences for a conference championship game. Now, I know we're talking about a 12-team versus 14 playoff, and that's slightly different. I sort of get that, but the logic should still be there. If there's no consistency in the committee's thinking, and I can't help but think, like, what if we lost like a big player to injury during the SEC championship this year? Like what a waste would that have been? Like, it would have been nice to beat Bama, right? But like as you move on into the playoffs, at what cost? I would just rather told the SEC no thanks, sat out the game, take the L, and hosted a first round playoff game in Athens.
What happened? Because like obviously now we know some of the conferences are fining, if you refuse to play, but like what happens if someone says no, we're not going to play in our conference championship? Like what are the ramifications? I assume
I'm sure that there's got to be something in the bylaws laid down somewhere
probably where you can't refuse it or something now.
But I mean, do you just get fined because what are you going to do?
What makes it even more hilarious is the fact that the conference championship games that impacted the playoff the most were the American and the Sun Belt Conference championships.
Big Ten meant nothing. The SEC meant nothing.
Yeah,
because the Big 12 meant nothing. Well, kind of.
It vaulted Tulane and James Madison from 20th and 24th all the way into the playoff. So it's just a joke. And that automatic qualifier, as we've already talked about, it's got to be removed. I think when they sort of came up with it, it kind of made sense because you kind of had some of those teams right outside that window anyway. But once you start talking, a drastic change like this, you got to re-examine the spirit of the rule, and it just makes this whole thing into a circus, and nobody can take it seriously.
That's all.
All right, listen, guys. I got this solved for us. You ready for this? Okay. Here's a slice of fried gold for you. Someone needs to go deep into whatever storage closet, storage facility. They need to find the BCS computer. They need to dust it off. They need to run the updates. They need to do whatever it is they need to do. They need to dust off already. They need to dust off the BCS computer. What you need to do is you need to use that algorithm, that formula, that function, that whatever. Come up with the top 16 teams according to the computer. Top 4 get a bye, and then we run it from there. And then let the chips fall where they may. Then it won't matter. I don't understand why we make this more. We have been doing this show for a friggin' long time. Sorry, Mom. A friggin' long time. And every December we have the exact same conversation. Yeah. Why is this so hard? FCS can figure it out. Friggin' GHSA down here in Georgia, even with all their shenanigans with stuff, have figured it out.
Basketball has it figured out.
Basketball has it. Like, that's the most exciting part during the year is this big giant playoff. And like, why can't we just make it simple?
So much money.
Just make it simple. Make it simple. Do 16 teams. First 2 rounds are at home, not in NFL stadiums, not in bowl games. And then once you get to that point, you've got what? 16, 8, you get what, all the way down to, no, hold on. This is why I don't teach math. Anyway, after like the second round, then put it in the bowl games. Cotton Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Rose
you'll
Bowl.
see some interesting upsets maybe.
Right.
it
Yeah,
happened.
you will see at least one or two, surely. But like, dude, just the no disrespect to JMU and Tulane, they both had great seasons,
Good for you.
but they're about to get boat raced in these games. Like they are going to get hammered.
Yeah.
It's not
What
going
are
to
we
be fun
doing?
for them. Like
I
maybe the
agree.
swag will be fun, but like
You really think they're bringing out the swag cart in Oxford? They've got bigger issues to worry about than making friggin' Tulane feel
I mean,
comfortably like, hey,
again,
come on in, guys.
Tulane.
Yeah,
Oh,
listen, here's a coupon for some free hot yoga. All right, we know a guy.
we do.
Oh
It turns out
gosh.
there's at least one spot open. It's
They
a class.
got an opening. You want to do some hot yoga? You go right ahead. Oh,
Yep.
The
Lane.
dog that might
Oh,
need a handler.
oh, that whole deal. Oh my gosh,
I
that
know.
whole deal was just
I know.
everything. I was
Poor
off that
Juice.
week.
Yeah.
My dad was actually he's like, you weren't on the podcast last week. I was like, no, I wasn't able to, and he's like, you didn't get a chance to talk about the Lane thing. I'm like, no, I didn't get a
No,
chance to.
it's there's.
He's like,
Don't worry, it'll continue.
Yeah. It's the
I
gift
get
that keeps on giving.
the 30 for 30 on this whole Lane Kiffin thing in 10 years is going to slap.
It
Oh my
really
God.
will.
It's going to slap.
Real quick, let's just talk about the teams that will be in the bowl games. We won't make our picks yet, but just sort of just to
Wait,
fill
wait,
you
wait,
in
wait, wait,
on
wait,
how
wait,
they
wait,
fell.
Wes,
Yeah.
hold on a second. Wes, hold on a second. Have we
Yeah.
spent enough time? Hold on, let me check my watch. Have we spent enough time running down Notre Dame and how they're on the outside looking in and all that business?
Oh my
Have we?
God. Just
The
look at the
memes are the
memes.
best.
Go find the memes. They're so much fun.
I can't believe that they're not playing any bowl games. They're like, no, we're not gonna. We're gonna go back to South Bend and get ready for basketball season. Like, y'all aren't gonna even play in a bowl game? Like, what are you
It's
doing?
funny. It's like a little kid when they're like, I don't want that for dinner. It's like, you need to eat. And they're like, no, I'm not going to eat. Okay. You're just going to hurt yourself.
Then
Go
go
for it,
ahead
though,
and
bud.
starve.
And
Yeah,
I know
go for it.
I know this is a family show, but the one that made me crack up was I thought Catholics weren't supposed to pull out. And that one that one made me crack up.
Oh, that's awful. That's awful.
It's next
Amazing.
level.
I didn't
But
see
but this we make joke of it though, and we laugh at it. But there is a serious issue with this, and the Notre Dame problem has been an issue for a while.
Yeah.
How Notre Dame can just kind of do their own thing and make their own schedule, and then for some reason the voters always put them really high in the rankings, even though every year they, with a couple of exceptions, they're not that great. And it's just, at what point are we going to cut Notre Dame loose and be like, y'all go do your own thing, go play with Yale and Harvard and them, and go chill with them. We're done dealing with you.
I don't know. I
I
just feel like that
mean,
brand recognition, as much as I hate to say it, it just feels here to stay. I don't know if it's
That
just their
brand
TV deal or what.
hasn't done diddly nothing in like 30 years.
I think the only time,
Diddly
like,
poo.
well, we're not going to see that brand maybe go down until like we're grandparents,
Right?
because like it still holds something to our grandparents, maybe people that are our parents' age. But I think our age is starting to be like, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what are we doing?
Well, every time they get placed on a national stage for a big game, they just get demolished. With the exception of they beat Georgia last year, but still, in terms of the end, I mean,
Recency bias.
well, that's true. But I'm thinking that they had I mean, that was Gunner playing in that game as well. It was a whole messed up situation. But traditionally, when they get put in a situation like that, it just doesn't work out.
I just wish they joined a conference, and I wish
Yeah.
that they would play some tougher schedules.
They
That's
have.
well,
the
I
thing,
wish
you're
their
just
football
holding
team would
out
join a conference.
football.
Yeah.
But I think that's like a good point, though. They're holding out in football. And I think that tells you everything you need to know about their football program. If they truly believed they were up to snuff, they would join a conference and they would join the ACC in football. This would have been the year to do it because the ACC
They could have won the
Yeah.
conference, maybe.
They would have been in.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. I have no idea on that one. It would you would hope that the committee would sort of take a clue there, but I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
Nope.
Bowl games with SEC teams in them. Let's just briefly go over them. Virginia versus Missouri in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. That's in Jacksonville. Saturday, December the 27th at 7:30 on ABC. And then LSU versus Houston. That's the Kinder's Texas Bowl in Houston.
Is that
Also,
Kinder's chocolate or Kinder's the barbecue
the
seasoning?
seasoning barbecue. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Also December 27th on at 9:15. Next, oh yeah, Matt, you talked about this one. Tennessee versus Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl from
Dear God, please no,
Nashville.
no, no,
December
no.
the 30th at 5:30. Well, it's two orange teams, you know. Um,
Oh, they listen. I don't know who's planning all these bowl games, but they love putting an orange team together with an orange team.
they
I
do.
think it's like
You
the
guys played
third of the
Clemson a
last
couple
5 years.
years ago,
I
right?
know exactly my point. We played Syracuse at the beginning of this season. It's like let's burn out everybody's retinas.
Right. Iowa versus Vanderbilt in the ReliaQuest Bowl from Tampa, December 31st at noon, and then Michigan versus Texas in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, in Camping World Stadium in Orlando, December the
Jesse's
31st.
fav
Also,
Jesse's favorite football venue.
yeah.
It's just you just don't put those flavors together.
Yeah,
Cheez-Its and
Don't do
citrus.
that.
colors,
I
yes.
just the colors,
Flavors,
yes.
no.
No, that would be very bad. Wake Forest versus Mississippi State in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's another one of those novelty bowls there for you, Matt. In Charlotte, Friday, January the 2nd at 8 p.m. So we'll definitely talk about those
Oh.
next show in our bowl preview show. But
Well, Wes,
what?
get the sound ready. I have an
What's
incoming hot take.
okay?
Just do it. Go for it.
That ain't true!
Why? Why are we put? Why? Why? Explain this to me like I'm 5. Why do we put so much emphasis on tradition and all the about all the holier the like stuff about bowl games, and then have them named the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl?
Well, you
The
know why,
cheese,
Matt.
the cheese
You know why.
citrus bowl. There's a cognitive dissonance between these people. I don't know who's in charge of the bowl system. I have no clue who is making these decisions, but don't sit there and tell me that the bowls are this holy relic of ancient lore that we need to keep intact, and then name it the friggin' Bad Boy Mowers Bowl, the ReliaQuest Bowl. What the heck is a ReliaQuest? It sounds like a bad Nissan
brand,
model that
yeah.
didn't make it off the table. Like, what is happening? Like, every winter I go through this little phase of, oh, it's bowl season, and then they come out with these ridiculous names for bowls.
I think that's half the
I
fun
just
of
wanna
going
see
through
the
these bowl games is
KPIs.
seeing the look on your face when I read the
I hate it.
titles.
I hate it so much. Listen, Citrus Bowl, done. You want to say Citrus Bowl presented by Cheez-Its? Go for it. But
Fine.
it's the Citrus Bowl, the Gator Bowl, the
Music City Bowl.
Music City Bowl, the Texas Bowl. Those are all fine. But, like, why do we got to put so much? This is
I just
95%
need
of the
to
problem
know-
with football is there's too much money in it.
I want to know because this exists somewhere. This exists for all of those brands that are saying the Cheez-It Bowl, the Kinder's Texas Bowl. Everybody in their sponsorship marketing department has to put together at the end of this, like the KPIs. They've got to put together, like, we got this many hits on media, we got this many interactions on social, we got da 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 da. Sales went up by this amount, right? Like, this exists. I need to know what your KPIs are. Did you meet the KPIs? Who is setting them? And what your research deck looked like when you pitched this sponsorship. And you were like, this is going to be the one. We're going to pay $11 million and we're going to get this out of it because our audience research has shown us that millennials watch this and they love Cheez-Its. Like, I need to know what your pitch deck looked like and what your post-mortem deck, where it shows all of the data. What does that look like? Please email it.
I think my favorite one was the Union Home Gasparilla Bowl, the Union
Oh,
Home
God.
Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
Mortgage
on-
companies. If you're looking at millennials, we cannot buy houses.
Can
So,
buy-
not
Don't
that
even
sponsor's
bother.
money is wasted.
Don't even bother marketing. So, all right. Well, that does it. We have a little bit of a shorter show today, but We got a lot
Not by a lot.
still had a lot to
Evaluate a lot.
pack in there. Lots to talk about. So, if you enjoyed the show, please, if you'd like to contact us, hit us up at pigskinsandpageantry@gmail.com for email. We are at Pigskins and Pageantry on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We are at PPSCC Podcast on X. Don't forget we're available for download on pretty much every platform out there where you can catch podcasts for your iPhone, Android, or other operating system. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment, subscribe, and review. Appreciate those who jumped in and watched us on the live chat here for YouTube. Appreciate that. Until next time when we talk about the bowl previews, this is Wes. Go Dogs.
Y'all, we can be embarrassed, but let's keep on keeping on. Roll Tide.
Hey, look, all three of us made the play. Oh, damn. Oh well, go Vols.